Creating a new game will overwrite previous autosaves. That's fine. I have none of those. You just returned from a journey of several months visiting the other nations in the Empire to ask for aid in dealing with the rat plague. You must deliver their diplomatic response to the Empress, whom you serve as Lord Protector.
Corvo, if only there was someone else I trusted to send, so that you could remain near. But there is no one else. And the Spy Master was right to insist that I send you.
Should have checked for captions. And I'm afraid to press
The plague
anything.
has taken so many, and we must find a cure. When you are near, my heart is at peace. Emily and I will count the days until you return. Hurry home, and bring good news.
Okay.
Steady hand. That's it. Watch it. Wide. Casting off. We're away. Take us straight to Dunwall Tower.
Later, Tater.
Lord Corvo has news for the Empress, and we've come a long
Welcome
way.
in, Tater.
A long way to bring you
winning,
bad
son?
news.
I'm not dead
The
yet.
Sailors say there's a curse on us. Black magic.
All the others.
Superstitions. For all we know, there's a cure for the plague by now.
Maybe. We live in strange times. Sending the Empress's bodyguard away for a couple of months. That's unusual.
Well, this was important. We need help with the rat plague.
There's a Magneton in chat on Twitch. You have Dishonored. I've Dishonored whom? I've Dishonored what?
Oh, there! We're going up.
Sealed. Ready.
Turning on the pipes. And she's rising. Oh, at last.
Steady pressure.
This looks like it would be a great Disney World ride.
Shut her down.
The Empress will be waiting for your news, Corvo.
You're not aware of that. Sir. Alright.
You know what to do next time?
Yes, yes. The pressure was too low. All these new machines are touchy.
Just don't do anything crazy. Sokolov's changed everything again, and we don't know what the hydraulics can do now.
We've got him here today doing a portrait. If there's a time to try something, it's now.
Dishonor on you, dishonor on your cow. I almost named the stream that.
Hello, sir.
Corvo, you're back. Will you tell me about your trip, please? Were there any whales? Wait, let's play hide and seek first. I'll cover my eyes and you hide. You have time? Mother's busy talking to that nasty old spy master.
Okay.
Okay, here we go. While you were gone, Mother seemed very sad. I think she missed you.
I'm the best at hide and seek, because I never let you hide.
Did you see any Let's see if you're still good at this. I'll hide my eyes and count, and at the end of the countdown, I'll try and find you. Okay, I'm going to count to 10. Find a place to hide.
Be for stealth mode. Okay.
One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Here I come.
By holding Y and then pressing left or right, you can lean around corners. Okay.
Here? Here.
It's working, you guys. It's working. I don't have to duck or anything.
Okay, you win. We should go now, so Mother can see you too. Run with me! Later, will you give me more climbing lessons? Someday I'm going to climb up to the rooftop.
So my tutorial is just playing with this kid.
Welcome home, Lord Protector.
Hi.
Stop moving, Campbell. And you, Corvo, welcome back. From wherever you've been.
They sent him all around the Isles to beg for aid.
A waste of time. My elixir will banish the plague from this city. Now keep still a moment, High Overseer Campbell.
Things are bad.
I'm not so sure that painting looks like Campbell.
I believe so.
I think it's pretty
She'll
good.
see you at once.
They're sick people, not criminals.
We've gone beyond that question, Your Majesty.
They're my citizens, and we will save them from the plague if we can. All of them.
Very well.
We will not speak of this again.
Mother, Corvo is back.
Thank you, Emily. Leave us, please.
As you wish, Your Majesty.
I'm sure that's fine.
Corvo. 2 days early. Full of surprises, as usual.
It's a fair wind that brings you home to me.
Follow
What
me,
news have you
Captain.
brought?
We should leave them alone.
Give the letters.
I hoped that one of the other cities had dealt with this before, knew of some cure. This news is very bad. We're at the breaking point. Cowards. They're going to blockade us. They'll wait to see if the plague turns the city into a graveyard.
Are you okay, Mother?
This seems a little too familiar.
Yes, don't worry, darling. Mother is fine. Wait, where are the guards? Who sent them away?
Mother, look! What are they doing on the rooftop?
What? Emily, come here.
Oh no! Okay, so one button per hand. Alright. Oh. No! They're gunproof. Okay, so there's a counter.
Emily, get behind me!
Slash me.
Look out!
Woo!
Another one! Corvo, thank you. If you hadn't been here...
No!
Not again! Mommy! No! Get away from her! Corvo!
Mommy! Get away!
Corvo, it's all coming apart. Find Emily. Protect her. You're the only one who'll know what to do. Won't you? Corvo.
As long as it involves hide and seek, yes.
Ward us all. Look at what he's done.
Yes, he's killed the Empress.
Careless Binky, hello,
What
welcome
did you
back.
do with young Lady
Yes,
Emily,
first
traitor?
playthrough.
Her own bodyguard.
That's one way to
I'll
say
see
it
you
for sure.
beheaded for
Yeah,
this,
popping the
Corvo.
Dishonored
Take
cherry, yeah.
him.
Oh no, my head. Dishonored. You like it? It's a great game. Well, however many people who played this game can't be wrong. 6 months have passed since you were accused by the royal spy master of murdering the Empress and conspiring to abduct her daughter, Emily, the royal heir. Now locked away in Coldridge prison, the time of your execution draws near. Order shall prevail.
This is your final chance, Corvo. Sign the confession, and let me give you the rights to put your spirit at ease.
That's enough for now. Get out. Let's give the man some time to think. Corvo, the Empress is dead. Her daughter Emily is hidden away, and no one will ever know the truth.
Yes, unlucky you. Tomorrow you'll be executed, but it's for a good cause. This country needs strong leadership now, someone to guide the weak. And that's where we come in.
There was nothing personal in this, even though you almost sank our plans. But it turned out well. You were in the wrong place at the right time, and someone has to take the fall. Goodbye, Corvo. Guards! Take him back to his cell.
Do I get to do the whole disappear into feathers thing that all those other assassins did? Because that was pretty nifty.
You should eat, Corvo. This meal comes from a friend.
Oh, a little knife and a cake bit. We all start with innocence, but the world leads us to guilt. A little fire that warms is better than a big fire that burns. Buzz, buzz, buzz. Corvo, who we are is irrelevant right now. Just know that we have faith in you. Here is the key to your cell. Once you're out, head for the prison's interrogation room. Take the explosive there and plant on the outer door. When the bomb goes off, run. Make for the river and lose yourself in the sewers. You'll find some useful gear stashed there. One of the prison guards will leave a weapon just outside your cell. And good luck. We need you alive and well for what's to come. A friend. Are you honored yet? Only dissed so far. Yeah. Yeah. Only diss. Not that. Rat. The rat is the weapon.
Seen anything scary? I don't need shit from you.
Huzzah! Fight or sneak your way.
So many people are coming to the execution.
I can't. Well, I don't have their keys, so I guess I wouldn't be able to free them, huh?
Killed the Empress and abducted her daughter.
You're out. Good for you. Cut some throats.
Wow.
Social event.
They let him keep his ring. That's kind of cool, I guess.
Protector get his head chopped off.
Tell Slackjaw I'm in here. He's gotta get me out.
Slackjaw.
Attention. The solitary wing is off limits to maintenance crews, unless accompanied by an officer of the watch. Escort through the solitary wing must be scheduled in advance, with 1 week's notice.
Do I have an incapacity? Okay. Here we go. Classic torture. Do I have a... Oh, there's the answer. Yeah. That's precisely what I was looking for. With a sword in hand, assassinate an unaware enemy by pressing right trigger. Non-lethal takedown. Let's see if we even make like 3 non-lethal takedowns before we screw that up. Fewer rats and weepers. What? Some people react favorably and the final outcome is not as dark. Alright, we'll give it a shot. Whoop!
Bug someone else.
Classic Kortra. We'll give it a shot. Walks right into open view.
Maybe wind or something.
Yeah. Yeah, that damn wind just takes the shape of escaped prisoners all the time. Alright, how long does it take for you to complete your circuit? Get out of here!
Attention. Tomorrow's execution will be restricted to the personnel assigned to
What?
the event and approved
Good for you.
dignitaries.
We got one.
Hated that guy.
Nope.
Huh?
Imagine if I advertise this as non-lethal takedowns only.
Let me know if you want to take my patrol.
Yeah, I would be so disappointed. Okay, so that dude walks away. That dude just turns around and like pisses on the wall or something. I need you to like roll. There we go. Oh, I'm so sneaky. I'm the
Attention.
Batman.
The solitary wing is off limits to maintenance crews, unless accompanied by an officer of the watch. Escort through the solitary wing must
Hey, but thank you for liking the TikTok live.
with 1 week's notice.
That's 2. Oh shit! No! Well, we got 2. We got 2, gang. Shit. Well. Look at all those free swords. Is there even a point anymore for doing non-lethal now? Did I totally screw it? I think that may have been lethal. Yeah, thanks, Boxy Blue. I think so. I think you're right. Let me know now if there's any point whatsoever to doing non-lethal now. As far as, like, I don't know, achievements or whatever. I will take my bad ending. I just earned it. Just trying to thank people for watching on TikTok.
Tomorrow's execution will be restricted to the personnel.
You want real answer? Yeah. I feel like I probably needed to do an all or nothing sort of approach there, huh? I'm not resetting it. Like, sorry. You haven't messed it up? Oh, great. Okay, well, we'll try to keep it up. Oh, by keep it up, I mean like the stuff that happened before the stabbing and decapitation. Ooh, don't like that name. Alright. Oh, I can't like store it. It's like eat it now, or lose it, I guess. But I can grab so many pistols.
Let me know if you want to gamble with the hounds again. Bug someone else.
Well, we're gonna be well fed. Thank you, Hairless Binky and Boxy Blue. Appreciate that. Alright, keyhole. Oh, I feel like Pink Panther. How sneaky I am. I don't suppose I can hide in that. Are they just running back and forth? Do they have a destination? I hear footsteps. Watch them show up behind me and stab me as I'm peeking through here. That would make sense. You never had low chaos, it was strictly high? Well, I wish I had some sort of radar.
Attention. Tomorrow's execution will be restricted to the personnel assigned.
You did miss out the opportunity to not have your face in the eventual wanted poster. Oh, okay. Well, you know, whatever. I can live with that. I feel like, it might be getting stabby soon. Anyway. Help me find him. Hush.
I'll find you.
If you keep perfect stealth, there's only a question mark on the wanted poster. That's good. Whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Where are you going? You turn around? Alright. Where's your buddy going? That way? Can I
Look out. We got a problem.
There's no way I can fuck this up.
The solitary wing is off limits to maintenance crew. Unless
Fly, you fool.
accompanied by an officer of the watch. Escort through the solitary wing must be scheduled in advance with 1 week's notice.
Rather you didn't. No, you don't. Did I get the key? That's the intention.
Keep running.
Will do. I can ad-lib just like you, sir. We did it. So, are all the enemies going to be human?
Attention. Tomorrow's execution will be restricted to the personnel assigned to the event and approved dignitaries only.
First playthrough is very much high chaos. Okay. Well. Poker chip, poker chips. What's in there? You'll have animal enemies as well. Okay, so there are things that are gonna get moided.
Attention. The solitary wing is off limits to maintenance crews.
I don't need that. All right. Pick up the explosive. What's that do? Ah, that's loud. Ah.
He's taken more punishment than the 2 men we brought in for interrogation. When he wakes, we'll start again. Having him sign the confession for her murder isn't critical, but it might be useful to us later. The assassination of an empress is not a trivial matter.
Did anyone hear that? Bugs, Animals, Humans, and some special guys I'm not going to tell you about because it's funnier. Okay, careless, Pinky. I'm sure that's good news for me. Empty bottle. Okay. I've definitely not messed this mechanic up in the past. Excerpt from a book on the esoteric practice of the Abbey. Once a child shows proper inclination, he is marked. Overseers are assigned to study the subject surreptitiously in order to determine whether this inclination is supported by cosmological condition and other signs, ongoing throughout the year. At the end of the cycle, those befitting further testing are removed from their homes some hours before dawn, and must begin the march to an outpost outside the city. There, the children undergo ritual preparation and evaluation until the last night of the month of rain, when they make a pilgrimage to Whitecliff. During an elaborate ceremony, it is determined which of the children will become overseers and which must be put down. Great. Whale oil tax. Are we gonna pretend like I'm not... Yeah, alright. Don't mind the floating bottle. Cross the yard. How simple. God, I've gotten so spoiled by games lately where like you have some sort of like, well, radar system, right? Where you can detect nearby enemies. Where did that person go?
Attention. The solitary wing is off limits to maintenance.
Alright, Boxy, enjoy your food.
Unless accompanied by an officer of the watch. Escort through the solitary wing must be scheduled in advance with 1 week's notice.
Man. Totally lost track of that person. We'll just,
Sorry, not yet. I was gonna report that boiler leak from yesterday.
Forget it. Just do your rounds. The report's trouble for both of us.
I'm moving.
Alright, here's the question. Can I strangle someone out while holding the bottle in front of me? Mother of God, where'd the second person go? I'm so bad at this. Whoop. Where there's whoop. Where there's shadow.
Hey, blow off.
No, stupid cut.
Attention. Tomorrow's execution will be restricted to the personnel assigned to the event and approved dignitaries only.
Firm.
Where you going?
No, stupid cut.
That didn't work. That didn't work. My bottle!
Nasty furry Phil.
Need any more big rat swarms?
Shut
The
up.
solitary wing is off limits to maintenance crews.
Where's gonna be my opening
An
here?
officer of the watch. Escort through the
Sneak around and get
solitary
that
wing
dude?
must be scheduled in advance with 1 week's notice.
No, stupid cut.
Okay. I did not think that was gonna work. Alright, we don't even need that dude. What am I doing?
Corvo's execution is
what?
tomorrow, right?
Yeah, but everything has to be set up today.
I can't wait to see his head roll. Not everyone did, but I really like the Empress.
Attention. Tomorrow's execution will be restricted to the personnel assigned to the event and approved dignitaries only.
You always amuse me.
It's gonna be real awkward if that dude walks through the door right now. Alright. Can he see me? We're doing it. We're doing it. And I'm hungry. Dude, imagine how funky your breath has to be playing this game.
Attention. The solitary wing
And eating
is
nothing
off
but like
limits to
whale and fish.
unless accompanied by an officer of the watch. Escort to the solitary wing must be scheduled in advance with 1 week's notice.
Alright, so let's skip that room, I guess. Uh-oh. No!
Damn you!
Where's my canned whale now? close that door? Oh, what? That would have been nice. Oh well. Is he seriously the only person here I needed to worry about? Lovely. Anything to eat?
I'll flush you out.
Found that a little too late.
Oh, I'll find you. I know you're somewhere around here.
How are you on full alert?
Hagfish. I'll flush
Oh,
you
I
out.
could totally jump.
Right on,
Yeah, that's...
coward.
Probably should have tried that earlier.
Gotta be here somewhere.
Is there someone about to come through the door?
Yeah, must have been nothing. Good. After all. I'll find you,
Where did he go? Don't turn around, don't turn around, don't turn around, don't turn around. Am I not getting loot unless I, like, pickpocket them first? If that's how that works, mechanically, that's kind of a bummer. Okay. Jump from the bridge.
I know.
Huzzah! Go to sewers. You love this game. John Perez, welcome back to TikTok Live. How you been? Yeah, it's so far it's pretty cool. I only killed two people. I think 2 people. So we're doing alright. That said, I should save. I never told anybody I was gonna be doing a stealth only run, so still doing fine. The outsider walks among us. Okay. Had to get a little sewer water on me for that. No problem.
He used some kind of explosive to blast his way out. That doesn't happen by accident. You think he had help? Who'd know how to do that? Bottle Street gang, maybe. Watch for booby traps. Could be some down here by the look of it.
Corvo, if you're reading this, it means our plan worked and you've broken free from Coldridge. One of our contacts has hidden weapons for you somewhere deeper in the sewers. Grab the gear and find Samuel where these tunnels dump out into the river. He will bring you to us. A friend who will meet you soon.
If we're lucky, one of them will get Corvo. You're afraid of him?
Jellied eels. Yum yum. Get you some.
Wars down there. Kids like you never saw what he was like. I saw him fight 3 to 1 in the practice yard. In a whirlwind. I hope it's me that finds him. I hope it is too.
Jellied eels. Ugh. Fucking gross. I'm sorry, but no, man. What? Oh. Damn. Damn. So, avoid the rats. Alright. Good to know. What Dad do? Thank God they can't go through that door. Alright, don't let the rats eat me. Where are they going? Can I jump across here? Well, that's, not what I planned, but okay. You guys okay? Oh. They're not okay. But they have a book! Let's read their journal. Amanda and I only had enough coin to buy half the elixir we needed. Even that's all gone now, and there's nothing to do but wait. We're very sick and there's no place above to hide from the City Watch. They're breaking into houses all over our district, so we'll stay here and share the last hours together. Our fire will keep the rats away, but they'll inherit this city. Damien. Alright, a bit touchy. Alright, let's end that YouTube because it looks like my frame rate is getting murdered. We'll see what that does. Because it looks like we're losing lots of frames. Seems better now. Okay. Any more jellied eels? I'm gonna be rich by the time I make it out. Anything down here? There's gotta be something down here, right? No? Really? And this is a Bethesda game, too? I can't believe they didn't put anything down there. Alright, let's finish this person's job. A corpse is blocking the wheel. Respectfully. Yeah. Cool. It's almost a full heal.
Aren't we supposed to load the bodies into carts headed to the flooded district?
Yeah, but screw that. That's too far. I don't want to catch the plague, do you?
No. Doesn't the elixir prevent it?
Maybe. Either way, let's just jump them down there. Let the rats eat them.
They're doing a good job. Okay. Is the bottle going to trick them as well? Or just humans? Because I can't get to that wheel. How's this supposed to work?
Attention Dunwall citizens. The assassin Corvo, responsible for the murder of our fair Empress and the disappearance of Lady Emily, heir to the throne, has temporarily escaped state custody.
Temporarily.
Any evidence as to his whereabouts must be delivered to the City Watch at once.
Temporarily, that's pretty confident on their part. Okay, so we're good on health. I don't think there's a reload mechanic, but we've got plenty of bullets. That's a trap. Traps exist, okay. That could have been bad. For rent. Oh, is sneaking another option? I feel like I'm going to be saying that a lot. Was sneaking a thing I could have done? What are these pouches doing for me? Can I only climb on the clearly marked locations? I'm gonna need a pouch for the pouches. To the Lord Protector. Greetings, Corvo. Should I say Lord Protector, as you were known before that title was wrongfully taken from you? We are servants of the Empire and of the true Empress, a group of loyalists who want very much to meet you. Take these weapons crafted for you of the finest materials in the Isles, and meet with our man Samuel near where these tunnels spill into Renhaven River. All haste and luck. We share a common purpose. Special equipment. Sun hockey to a weapon or power. Select an item in the quick access wheel, pressing a direction. Crossbow. Sleep darts. What? Sweet. Save before I set off this trap. Slide while sprinting? What? Okay, I didn't die. That's good. Where's the... Oh, there it is. Okay. Where's the trap for this? Jelly sharing. Jelly in case you're too daft to remember. Look to your whiskey for the answer. Whiskey. Got it? If you want your share, you'll sort it out. If not, I'll come back for it next month. Look to your whiskey. 451. Cool. No use for books, I guess. Incendiary bolt. Okay, okay. Pretty nifty. Guess we're done marking jumping spots now.
Past me, sir. Do you know who we're hunting here? Don't try to take him out alone.
But what if no one from the squad is around?
Then try to make a lot of noise when you die. Knock something over if you can.
Bastard. Smells like a dead weeper in here.
What are weepers?
They come here to die sometimes in the dark. Slip into the water, don't come out.
Is there anything cool up here? Can I... Yeah, I can get up here. But there's nothing cool. Does this game just not have hidden things I need to be looking for? Don't worry about it, you'll find out? Okay. Careless Binky with the ominous wording.
I can't see the bottom.
Drop assassination tutorial? Oh. I'm just like, sleep dart. And then it's like, hey, look at this cool thing you could do, jumping on somebody. Drop on an enemy from above and press right trigger just before landing on to perform drop assassination. Well, that would have been cool a second ago. A literal second ago. Alright, well, I messed that up. Maybe I can find your friend? Where did your friend go? What the hell? So I fucked up my jump. I could eat those skewers. Look at you. What if I drown you? does that add to the chaos factor or whatever? What if I throw the sleeping bodies in the water? What? Don't look at me. Don't look at me. Oh.
What the fuck?
Yo, why aren't you sleeping? You son of a bitch. Also, who are you? Oh. Go to sleep. Go to sleep. Go to... Alright. It takes a second. Okay, so it takes a second. We learned that. Yep. And now we're out of drink darts. Unfortunate. You know what would have saved us one? Yeah, waiting a second and doing that drop. Oh well. Back to murder, I guess. Alright, I'm sure we'll find more food as we go, right? No need to backtrack. I'm gonna save. I know that's a bit ambitious. I'm gonna save. So the rats are cool as long as there's not groups of them. Noted. Hemlock essence? Imagine if the rats were like a just keep moving sort of mechanic, where like if you stood too long in an area, if you idled, enough rats would amass where like they'd swarm you. Cool idea, Korsha.
Attention, Dunwall citizens. The assassin Corvo, responsible for the murder of our fair Empress and the disappearance of Lady Emily, heir to the throne, has temporarily escaped state custody. Any evidence as to his whereabouts must be delivered to the City Watch at once.
Okay, we're safe. As long as Samuel is cool.
Here. Quickly, I'm a friend. I'm Samuel, and I work for some good people who want very much to meet you. They said you'd come out here. I can still hardly believe it. I'll take you to meet them. Just down the river from here.
Alright. Let's go. Maybe let's wait for that gigantic ship to keep going. Damn, there were a lot more coins. I probably needed to pickpocket people instead of just sleeping them. 3 hostiles killed. Damn. I did kill 3 people. Dead or unconscious bodies found. 5. Overall chaos low. Hey, I'm doing alright. Right? Right? Continue. Hidden in an old bar on the river, your new allies have plans to share with you. Meet with the Loyalist Inner Circle to learn what they've got in mind. Oh, I was hoping this would be the Winchester, where we could wait for everything to blow over.
This is the Hound Pit's pub, closed for business. Half the district marked off as dead from the plague. We're right under the Lord Regent's nose, and he don't know a thing. Of course, if anyone finds out what we're up to, the Watch will break in with swords drawn. And now that you've escaped, the Lord Regent's going to be tearing the city apart. Take you up to meet Admiral Havelock and the rest of the Loyalists. The Admiral's a man to be reckoned with. If anyone can help you find that missing girl, Lady Emily...
Binky, what are weepers? What are weepers? Now I'm thinking about it. I can't stop thinking about it. My first thoughts are like the witch from Left 4 Dead 2. Sammy the Boatman has smuggled you across the river from Coleridge Prison. He works for an underground movement opposed to the illegal reign of the Lord Regent. It has brought you to meet the members of the organization. Don't see anything cool over there.
I expect they're hard at work in there. Best join them. They'll help you get whoever really killed the Empress.
So it's starting in
Let's
life.
peek in, shall we?
Ah, man. Even after 6 months in Coldridge Prison, he slipped out like it was nothing.
Yes. Not surprising. He was the personal bodyguard of the Empress. You've heard the stories.
Yes, I have. It still amazes me that someone could get to the Empress and young Lady Emily.
No one knows the real story, Trevor. We all have our suspicions. We'll know the truth in time.
He's strong and quick. But I hope he understands subtlety as well.
This isn't one of your fancy dress parties. The reality is that we need men killed. Have you ever killed a man?
Only with my wit. But it's a fair point as always. He'll be here soon, and I'm looking forward to meeting him.
And then I barge in. Well, well, well.
We can continue this later, Lord Pendleton. The man of the hour is here. Corvo, I'm Admiral Havelock. A true servant of the Empire, like you. Until the Lord Regent purged those of us who wouldn't recognize his claim on the throne.
This really is striking a bit too close to
I
home.
represent the nobility in our little group. But we all act as equals here at the Hound Pits pub.
This is a momentous occasion, Corvo. I'm going to come out with it. We've been building a coalition of loyalists, aimed at ending the Lord Regent's tyranny and restoring the throne.
At risk of execution, we're committed to finding young Lady Emily and seeing her crowned as Empress.
We've got big plans, but we can't do any of it without you. We need your skills, your ability in a fight, and in helping us, we're going to help you destroy the men who murdered the Empress.
Sorry, you must be exhausted. We can discuss this further after you've recovered. But before you retire, you should introduce yourself to Piero. He's challenging at times, but his industrious mind buys him that right.
Yes, Piero's as much an artist as a technician. He's going to be crafting the gear you'll need. Go
Ooh,
talk to
special
him and then
gear.
get some sleep. We can talk more when you've rested.
Piero is an inventor who is available to craft and upgrade equipment. Piero spends most of his time in his workshop. Huh? Where'd he go?
The Weaver count for the month of siege has increased. The Regent has decreed that plague ordinances will remain in effect through the month of rain. Stay alert and stay loyal.
Apricot tartlet? Oh man, that sounds amazing. Can I finish your beer? No? Alright. Worth a shot. Wonder if I'm forbidden from snooping around. Oh, this is a big ass building. You know what? I'll get around to snooping later, I'm sure.
I'll be crafting your weapons and gear. All custom work. For you, I will create the tools of a master assassin.
What if I want to try to stealth my way through?
No!
No one believes in me.
It cannot happen now. The tank of whale oil is run out. Will you get a new tank from upstairs, please, while I hold this in place? Be careful. The oil's unstable. When it explodes, there's a terrible mess.
Star chart Southern Skies. I guess I'll be dealing with that later. Except from a recent book detailing Sokolov's machines. One of the advantages of Sokolov's technologies is that they share the same magnetic socket for the tanks of processed whale oil they use as fuel. When a tank is exhausted, another can be plugged into place with ease, and the process is simple enough that any common workman or even the lower guardsman of the City Watch can handle the task. This applies to the arc pylon and wall of light security systems, as well as the powered carriages used for transport by those few who are wealthy enough to afford them. The only obvious downside of Sokolov's designs is the volatility of the tanks themselves. A few incidents have occurred, resulting in damage to property or bodily harm whenever one of the tanks has exploded. Not tanks. Excerpt from a series of newspaper articles from a prominent natural philosophers by Piero Joplin. It is through no fault of my own that the average citizen has expressed a preference for Sokolov's elixir over my own formula, sold as Piero's remedy, a name I did not choose, if you must know the truth. The public has spoken of its usual message of idiocy, spending their coin as a means of selecting Sokolov's formula over mine, which I believe to be equal if not superior. Much has been made over the popularity of these concoctions as a means of resisting this remarkable new plague. I say remarkable because this strain works with an efficiency we have not seen in the history of the Empire. This plague, now making its way through the city of Dunwall, is unrivaled in its effectiveness. I have studied it within the blood of those so afflicted, and it is nearly perfect, elegant, in fact. While it is true that Piero's remedy and Sokolov's elixir are known to protect the body against the plague equally, my own has properties not fully understood, which relate to the mind itself and the spirit, and it is in this way that my formula wins out. Here is where one should pay attention to the contest. For you see, Sokolov's elixir, with its emphasis on the brute animal body, is a crass goo better suited for livestock. The subtle and secret variants in the key ingredients making up Piero's remedy ensure that it works on the higher functions that separate humankind from the mindless blue-jawed hagfish swimming in the Renovan River. Sassy. Piero, no, I would not sign off on these purchases. A bag of powdered crystal, Tivian ore. What's wrong with metals and crystal? King sparrow feathers? If you need feathers, sacrifice your own pillow. Maybe at the academy everything you need was paid for by tariff and handed out willy-nilly, but this is my bar, or what's left of it, and we're operating on a budget. We're running low on oil, food, elixir, building materials, and everything else, so you've got to slow down. While I'm footing the bill, I will not approve your purchases unless they're absolutely required. No more copper wire, special herbs. If you need those things, go out and scavenge them. Half the city's in ruins, so no one is going to miss any of the odd crap you seem to need. Admiral Havelock. There is zero junk in that trunk. Except from a manual on new City Watch procedures. Commissioned by the Lord Regent in the face of the growing plague crisis, the dead counter is a position that will only be given to officers, usually of junior or middle grades. In most matters of edict or curfew enforcement, these officers will defer to the acting officer on duty. However, any dead counter will have command in situations related to the plague and the handling of the dead, including those with late-stage plague symptoms, called weepers in common parlance. Starting in the month of rain, interested officers may apply for the test and if accepted for the 2-week training tour. Pay will be administered in coin and rations of elixir at 1 1/2 normal pay grade. Late-stage plague systems are weepers, okay. Next for a series of lectures on natural philosophy by Piero Joplin. Of course I have attempted to improve upon Sokolov's designs, of course, and why not? After all, it is likely that his thinking was influenced in some small way by our time together at the Academy. We're all part of a community striving to unknot the mysteries of the cosmos. Even those among us who possess the greatest minds are often led to a fruitful line of consideration by, how does one say it, our intellectual subordinates. Sokolov is no exception to this, despite the glamour of genius he has cast for the aristocracy. And further, it is true that many of my experiments have failed. No need to gossip about it behind my back in your social clubs and in the very chambers of the Academy itself. Great ambition requires risks. You may laugh now at my door to nowhere, but someday you will not. Your children will likely see it as calmly as you see the electric lamps lighting our streets at night. But a few short years ago, you would have laughed at Sokolov's arc pylon or wall of light. Your laughter, your condescending smiles, they're nothing but evidence of your own limited imagination. This is mighty door looking. Read that. Excerpt from the notes of a natural philosopher aboard a whaling ship. Remarkably, each specimen I had the pleasure of studying during the voyage possessed some minor variance in physiology. On the second leg of the trip, east of Tivia, the crew hauled aboard a female, some 42 feet in length. Estimate she weighed 35 tons and the ship set low, rocking side to side through the night with her thrashing. By candlelight I took her apart, sketching and taking notes. Against her bellowing, I cut into the mass of tentacles around her mouth. Within, I found row upon row of teeth and a baleen running along the upper jaw. Through this broom-like structure, I assumed she filtered food from the water that was too small to be chewed. Excerpt from the founder of the Greaves Whale House by Ebenezer Greaves. Out at sea, they secure the beast with hooks, with lines cast from the main ship and from several smaller boats. Buoys keep the whale from diving deep. Once it's caught, a larger hook is driven through the tail, which is used to hoist the creature up through the chute. They moan and bellow for some time as the men get them onto the deck, then lift them into the scaffolding overhead. The ship adjusts its prow and returns to port in Dunwall, where the crew works on the great creature, slicing off the fattiest parts while it still lives. Sokolov no longer has the upper hand with regard to supplies of whale oil. The good admiral has paid for the installation of my own system, which will enable me to work in this place. The oil tank dispenser, when activated, will produce an empty vessel for filling. When the empty tank is held near the oil tank refill pump, the magnetic attractor should take the tank and lock it in the correct configuration. Using the lever will begin the refilling process. Once refilling is complete, the tank can be removed and placed in service. Extreme caution must be used in handling the full tanks. They are quite unstable. The system is sound and well engineered. It appears that the Greaves Oil Company has done something correctly for once. Alright, what did this note say? The door to nowhere has proven to be a safety hazard, but for me this project is an endless source for inspiration. With the proper application of energies, I believe I can transform the door frame into a window of sorts, one that will allow a traveler to cover the distance from my workshop to some distant arbitrary point in a single step. Currently the step leads to a sheer drop, straight down into the courtyard. But in time it will bridge gaps that will boggle the mind. Such work is many years away, to be sure, but if I survive this plague, I'm sure to succeed. He really did have a teleporter.
Perfect. Now plug it in. Just get it near the receptor. Magnetism will do the rest. Perfect. Thank you, Cole. Here, see? The assassin's mask. You're a wanted man, so everyone in the city knows your face, but this mask will mean terror to them. If you just hold still, the fit must be precise. There. Can you see normally? Send the lens out of alignment. There. Better now? I could create more for you. Upgrades for your gear, weapons, munitions. But our situation here is desperate. Scavenge the city for valuables and I will resell them on the black market. That should give us the money to craft the things you need. Tell me what I can make for you.
Okay. So sleep bolts I'm out of already. I don't want to talk about it. Spring razor trap, that looks horribly painful. Rewire circuitry. Cool, but expensive. Accuracy, range, reload, combat sleep dart. Sleep dart sedative effect is immediate even in combat. Oh, cool. Magnify your view. Cool. Bolt capacity. Okay, so combat sleep dart sounds amazing. If we're gonna try to do something stealthy, right? I'd like more sleep darts. So for now, let's just upgrade bolt capacity. And then, I guess we do mask optics, right? Oh, crossbow range. That's probably the next one to get. So if we have to do combat, let's get sleep bolts. Sweet, now we're pretty much broke.
You must be exhausted. I advise that you get some sleep. Your life will get even more difficult soon. You should rest while you can. Very well. You know best. Let me know if you need anything more.
Right, blueprints. Cool. Sound like I said, bye, prick. And that's just rude.
The academy was explosive, for lack of a better word. I had to rebuild from scratch, but so much the better. I was sick of using tools made by lesser men.
Okay, I wanted to see what this was about. Oh, it's inverted. That explains why I was... Okay. It seemed like I was getting, not the, response for the controller I was thinking I was gonna get earlier. Okay, so I made 60 coins. That was worth checking out. Let's just make sure, yeah. They just didn't want to design a bunch of things right there, so they just did a wrench. Can't do anything there. So it's not inverted. Okay, so it seems to go a certain direction until it reaches the end of that. And then it inverts. It's weird.
Is the man dangerous?
Or my controller just busted.
Very much so, but no need to fear. He is here to work with our masters.
People say he killed the Empress.
Of course he didn't. People are foolish and believe whatever they're told.
Okay. If the Admiral trusts him, then so will I.
Okay, so I have the only room up here. They just talked about trusting me, which is cool, and now I'm gonna try to break into their rooms, I guess. Looks pretty empty to me. I need loot. Ooh, 100. Oh shit. Hey man. You don't mind that I take everything, do you?
My furnishings have been installed at last with no small amount of complaining by that antiquated boatman. The others have no idea what it's like to suffer as I have. Speaking of which... Wallace! Please breathe 2 bottles of Dunwall Red, never mind which, and fetch a clean glass. Well, I'll begin again tomorrow.
Pleased to meet you, Master Corvo. I saw you at court in happier days, but you might not remember. I was once a close ally to the Lord Regent, Hiram Burroughs, back when he was just the spy master. He's one manipulative bastard, I can tell you that.
Continues looting. We really have no... Alright. I'm about to steal from everybody. God, imagine not coming in here and taking everything. Except from the travel journal of a young whaler, A Gaffer's Tale Volume 1, or A Gaffer's Early Adventures. My sister Nina and I left Tivia together, saying goodbye to our aunt, the woman who had raised us since childhood. Leaving behind our home city of Yarrow and the cold but beautiful white landscapes we'd always known, we boarded a ship for Dunwall. Our parents left us with a sizable inheritance, and we spent half of this getting to the capital city and establishing a small import shop dedicated to Tivian furs. Once I'd helped Nina establish a business, I was free to pursue my dream. Signing on with a whaling ship was the most exciting thing I'd ever done, and I saw it as a means to an end. Someday I would capture my own crew. Captain my own crew. and eventually own a fleet of similar vessels. With tears in her eyes, Nina kissed me farewell, and I did not see her again for many months. As an apprentice of the Gaffer, I got to see the tracking and killing of the great beasts up close. Nothing had ever fired my spirit so, as the wind and pounding waves, racing after a wounded whale, being pulled by a skein of cables embedded in its thick flesh. I changed more in those first 7 months than I had in the previous 7 years. Whaling was beginning to put its mark on me so that Nina barely recognized me when I returned, tanned and sinewy with muscle, weather creases already wrinkling in the corner of my eyes. But she could see that I was filled with joy, having found my purpose. Excerpt from a book on naval history. While each of the isles has some form of naval fleet, none is more envied than that of Bristol, with its long, proud history of great ships and the admirals who command them. Boys come of age in the cities of Bristol hoping to someday captain such a ship, and family dynasties are made of those captains who track down famous pirates or crush seditious uprisings, as during the Morley insurrection. In times of war and peace, Bristol continues to innovate at sea. Ship designs of Anton Sokolov himself now represent the highest standard in the whaling trade, allowing crews to haul their kill up over the deck and begin their butchery and processing, even as the ship returns to Dunwall. The crews can be seen working on their latest whale as the ship moves slowly up the Renovan River, coming to dock with one of the powerful warehouse companies such as the Greaves Whaling House. Suspended in the rigging overhead and backlit by the setting sun, the silhouette of one of these creatures makes a moving sight as it cruises to its final resting place in the industrial heart of the capital city. Loot, loot, loot. Loot, loot, loot. Havelock Log, Entry 1. It has been days since our men were dispatched to stash weapons for Corvo and the Old Sewer. They have not returned, so I can only hope that they succeed in getting the packages delivered. Piero spent considerable time and resources making those things. If I could find a way to mass produce them, the Dunwall Navy would secure its place as the dominant force in the globe. Back to Corvo. Can he actually break out of Coleridge, and if so, can he make his way here? I personally give him odds of 1 in 5.
Log entry 1-4. It seems we have moved to a new phase. Martin's improvisations have borne fruit. The former bodyguard has been freed and is en route to the staging location. Pendleton's voting block and my military connections. All we've lacked is the ability to project lethal force in a controlled manner against a previously inaccessible... to the point, we need a man who can kill the bastards for us. Corvo is more than capable of that, I have no doubt. N-bomb. Is this all?
Oh, shit.
Switch. Switch, where the hell is it?
Gaffer's Tale, Volume 2. Gaffer's Final Passage. After more than a quarter of a century, I'm done with the whaling, too broken to continue. I've seen all the corners of the isles and made more coin than most men see in a lifetime, but it's all gone. I've lived through an emperor and watched his daughter take the throne. Fair young empress she was, but slain so young. Everything beautiful comes to die. I've eaten in every port of the known world and sailed in the loneliest waters you could imagine. I've seen the cliffs around Pandysia. Even the best of it doesn't give me an ounce of joy. The years come back across my dreams as a line of butchered bodies, long, sleek, and singing among the waves under the moonlight, only to be speared by ugly, weather-scarred men who'd knife each other for a good pair of boots. Each year I had less time to come home. My tongue forgot the language of small chatter, and those who lived in the cities thought me odd. My sister Nina hardly knew what to say to me during our visits. When she lost her business to the Lord Regent's crooked barrister, I was 100 miles east of Morley, gaff hand-frozen from the sleet as we tracked the first bull whale we'd seen in months. I helped her as much as I could, but Nina died in the early days of the plague. None of it mattered. If I'm jaded and bitter, it's because this industry has taken away my dreams. The world has beaten me. Damn. Harpooner songs. What will we do with a drunken whaler? Early in the morning, feed him to the hungry rats for dinner. Way hey, up she rises, slice his throat with a rusty cleaver, stuff him in a sack, and throw him over. Oh, you know how it goes, that old ditty. Oh, hi. Litany on the White Cliff. Excerpt from a series of Overseer Invocations by High Overseer Abram Templeton. And I say to you, brothers, It is here that we make our stand as a righteous force against the growing darkness. It is here that we unite against the spirits of the unknown that would drag us screaming into the night, never to return to our homes, to our families. Together we will serve as a rod to those who would stray from the herd, for the foggy great waste of the outsider. We will burn a bright fire with our virtuous actions so that others will not lose their way. And to those who choose to wander beyond the walls of our homes and far places, we will strike them swiftly before they whisper to their neighbors, filling their hearts with strangeness and doubt. Oh my god, there's so much loot!
Attention Dunwall citizens. Lady Emily Caldwin was abducted 6 months ago during her mother's terrible murder. Anyone with information leading to the location or return of the daughter of our beloved late Empress is required to speak to the City Watch at once.
Shadow on Bitterleaf. Finding my way by the feeble light of the dying fire, I saw her working. A large needle moved in her hand, following precisely esoteric patterns, knots and loops of seamstress craft from ancient days. Beneath her needle, his body clenched and shuddered, shaking the wooden table. A morbid fascination pushed me closer, until she turned her blank face toward me, resting the needle on his flesh. With a refined tone, she addressed me. So you're the lover, I presume. You two have been unfaithful, and it is now your turn to be mended. The young Prince of Tivia. Lord Nathan Bale, shaking with outrage. How dare you, sir, clothed so in my very home? I should hand you over to the watch, depraved Tivian. Prince Calazar moving closer. That's a harsh welcome for royalty, my lord. Your daughter treated me with much more hospitality. Alas, she has gone out for the evening, leaving me all alone. Lord Nathan Bale, stammering, studying the young man before him. What are you doing? Leave this house. Go back to your frozen wasteland, pale rascal. Prince Calazar, smiling coyly, reaching out. No need for anger between us, Lord Bale. Is it so wrong for me to be here? As I've proven, I've developed an affinity for you and your family. Lord Nathan Bale, gasping. Oh my. Calazar, your skin is so warm it burns. These are books that I should not be reading on stream. I can drink water. What's that do for me? Would that be a heal if I needed a heal? Blood from the eyes. Well, that's cool graffiti. Almost missed it.
Attention all citizens. Curfew extends from sundown to sunrise unless you are otherwise authorized. Violators will be subject to interrogation and detained when necessary. Remember, the boldest measures are the safest.
The boldest measures are the safest. Kinda looks like a hiding place. Is that important? Okay. Cool. So I've done all the looting I think I can do. Should probably go upgrade. Do I have enough for an upgrade?
Tell me what I can make for you.
351 coins. Oh, it's 30 per sleep bolt. That sucks. Let's do mask optics, and then sleep bolt. Yeah, you really can't sell like unwanted gear, can you? You just gotta get actual sellable items.
Attention, citizens of Dunwall. The Old Port District has been added to the evacuation list. The Weeper count for the month of siege has increased. The Lord Regent has decreed that plague ordinances will remain in effect through the month of rain. Stay alert and stay loyal.
That's gonna sound so dramatic for entering my own hotel room. Guess it's fine to just leave that open. Steal from myself.
River traffic is forbidden from landing in the...
Alright, we've only killed 3 people.
Distillery district.
Doing alright.
Due to risk of infectious contact,
3 out of like 6 people. I think that's a good rate. For whichever side, I don't know. Okay, that wasn't there. Or am I only dreaming? Okay. Something's not right. What is their loot? Strange gravity. Alright.
Hello, Corvo. Your life has taken a turn, has it not? The Empress is dead. Her precious daughter Emily is lost somewhere in the city, and you will play a pivotal role in the days to come. For this, I have chosen you and drawn you into the void. I am the outsider, and this is my mark. There are forces in the world and beyond the world, great forces that men call magic. And now, these forces will serve your will. Use this newfound power, my gift to you. Come find me.
Okay, short-term teleport, short distance teleport. Press left trigger to execute fast and stealthy forward. Dash through the world. You can also use to move upward, but the distance is reduced. Okay, aiming at ledges will allow you to blink forward and climb up. Cool. Cool. Man, what? Could I have cut that closer? You cannot save her over and over again. Yeah, it's a little better. Does it stay regening over time? Cool. Oh yeah! Watch your step. Cool. Can I jump in midair? Yes. Corvo, I'm very sad. They say you're dead like mother, but I'm going to put this note in a bottle and throw it into the river because I do not believe them. Living here is very strange. I do not like it, so please come for me if you can. Oh, look at this bitchin' couch. What do they call those? Fainting couches? Anything back here? There totally should be. Really? It's just a place to go and die? Okay. Well, never mind that. Seriously, there was nothing there. Crazy. Nothing to activate here, just showing. I'm gonna start giving up checking sneaky places soon, because there have been some pretty good sneaky places so far already. They've had no reward. Okay, well, this looks great. Everything looks normal. Aim the power at the edge of a roof, ledge, or other higher surface. Can't do anything with that. Oh, they got a little tricksy trick to get you to fall. That's cool. Not today, Satan. What's their point in that?
Days that follow, your trials will be great, Corvo. Seek the ancient runes bearing my mark in the lonely places of your world, and at shrines raised in my name. These runes will grant you powers beyond those of other men. To help you find these runes, I give you this, the heart of a living thing, molded by my hands. With this heart, you will hear many secrets, and it will guide you toward my runes, no matter how they may be hidden. Listen to the heart now, and find another rune.
What? So every now and then I'm just going to be like, let me consult the pulsing heart. Equipping the heart in your left hand helps you locate bone charms or runes even through walls. The heart beats and lights up when you are facing a bone charm or rune, and it beats faster as you get closer. The heart will whisper secrets if you press left trigger while targeting a person or location. What? And this is going to look normal to people. There should... Okay, I'm gonna check this place. There's gotta be something here. Okay, there is. Alright, it finally kinda sorta paid off, I guess. To check out a sneaky location.
This place is the end of all things, and the beginning.
Creepy.
All of time's meaning is here. Neither seconds, nor centuries.
This is even creepier with a with a headset. Any loot down there? That looks like it's gonna break. Don't trust it. I have to go down here anyway, it looks like. Alright. Cool story. Those medicinal herbs. I'm gonna open a potion shop. Equip the hat. Yeah, okay. Exactly where we would think it is. Once you collect some runes, open the journal and go to the power section to exchange them for powers. Runes can be collected and used to acquire supernatural powers. Wait, I could just... Oh. Cost 3, 2... Dark vision. Oh, okay, so there is like a... I mean, it's not radar, it's dark vision. I mean, kind of seems like infrared more. Representations of the sounds that you make are also visible. Oh, it gives a view cone? Oh, okay, yeah, that's amazing then.
How you use what I have given you falls upon you, as it has to the others before you. And now I return you to your world, but know that I will be watching with great interest.
I definitely didn't cash in. I gotta do that. Let's see. Health increases. Fatalities. Damn. Probably shouldn't buy that one if I want to do like as stealthy of a stealth run I could do, huh? Agility, that's cool. Shadow kill. Unaware enemies who don't see you turn to ash as they die. Oh my god. That's so cool. See in the dark and real living beings through solid walls. You can also see the fields of view as well as visual representation of the sounds you make. Level 2 shows you important items through walls like security devices, weapons, ammo, coins, keys, or traps. Nifty. Bone charms provide small supernatural benefits. Look at them by listening for the song they emit. By default, you can activate 3 bone charms at once in the bone charms section of the journal. Fencer, win sword to sword contests more frequently. Cool. Blast resistant. Fire water. Shot whiskey bottles explode with greater intensity. Alright, kind of seems like this is all getting kill-centric, but alright. Early life and criminal record, Slackjaw. You want the chin wag on Slackjaw? What he was like when he was young, before he got his name? Oh, he's got a cool head now, but it weren't always like that in days before he was boss of Bottle Street Gang. Time was young Slackjaw wasn't much a reasonable man. Like most of us, he grew up on the streets, running with a pack of ragamuffins and avoiding the law, pinching whatever he needed, dark-haired and dark-eyed, smoking a pipe by the age of 10. For them born in the brothels or coming up from the orphanages, it was either the gangs or work with the mudlarks, and no one wants that. Some got pressed into the Navy, put into mines run by the Pendleton or Boyle families. As hard as it was on the streets, as hungry as we all got, at least we was free. By the time we weren't littlins anymore, Slackjaw was one to watch, usually calling the shots when he took down a farmer's cart or a sidewalk street vendor. He'd come up with a plan, give everybody some part of play, and decide on the split. Most of us just went along, because we learned fast that we made out better like that. More food, more coin. Plus none of us wanted to deal with Slackjaw when he was in a rage. He worked on a couple of big jobs with Black Sally across town, and that was enough to get the attention of the other bosses. He wasn't just a street kid anymore. Now he was up-and-comer, which meant trouble. Another guy who fancied himself as such was Mike the Fish, who was working his way up from running the protection racket among the factory women. One fine evening, we're all in a bawdy show in a theater house. Mike the Fish and his lot are there in the cheap seats too, just down the aisle from us. Mike gets a wild idea. He wasn't big on planning, and throws a heavy ceramic spittoon to Slackjaw, hits him square in the face, and breaks his jaw. We look to see if there's going to be a blood brawl, but Slackjaw just points at the door, and we all leave, with Mike laughing at our backs. Waking up the next day without telling us why, Slackjaw motions for us to all follow. He still can't say a word, so we just come along. We stop at the docks that Slackjaw buys, actually pays coin for it. A heavy chain covered in hooks. It's for fishing in the deep, something you attach to a long line off the side of a ship. It's about 4 feet, made of thick links, and there are shark hooks coming off it at different angles. Slackjaw's got that thing wrapped around his left arm, dangling at his side. Not sure how he knew where Mike the Fish was staying. When we reach his girl's house, Slackjaw throws a bottle through the window just like that. It's almost noon. There's a bunch of screaming inside, and Mike pokes his head out, looking wide-eyed and baffled. When he sees Slackjaw out in the street, a look comes over his face that still gives me the willies. Pure murder. Mike comes out the door, bellowing like a blood ox, holding a cleaver, heading straight for Slackjaw. When they come together in the street, Slackjaw spins, and the shark hooks bite deep into Mike's arm and shoulder. He screams when Slackjaw holds onto the chain. He's standing there with his jaw broken, clenched tight, with a chain wrapped around his left arm, hooks sunken to Mike the Fish, just knifing him as fast as he can. Mike couldn't fight very well, looked like that and used his left hand, but he was a big guy. It took a lot of stabbing before he went to his knees. Everyone was cheering at first, but then we all went quiet. It just kept going and going, until finally it was just Mike the Fish blubbering, crying like a baby, and the sound of Slackjaw's knife. When it was over, and here's the brilliant part, Slackjaw took out a note and stuck it to Mike's face with a nail. It just said, "If you want a job, come to Bottle Street." Slackjaw didn't talk right for a couple months, but word spread fast. By the end of the year, we had a sizable gang going. He sent out letters to the other bosses telling them we was running a brand new crew over on Bottle Street. Most of them laughed and beat up the guys who delivered the letters. Green-eyed Trish even came back missing a thumb. But apparently Slackjaw was expecting that kind of reaction and had a backup plan. A week later, 4 of the bosses were dead. Seemed like a series of unfortunate events, but everybody knew better. One shot dead by the watch while standing in the middle of a meat market. Another slipping and falling into the water out cold. One of the older bosses fell in bed with that belly open wide and a Tivian pear stuffed in his mouth. Still not sure what that meant. And Sheila Barnsworth was found bubbling in a cauldron of hot wax. Slackjaw sent out another set of letters, offered for the underbosses, telling them they'd be treated fair as peers. He even sent Green-Eyed Trisha one of the letters. All the underbosses accepted. After spilling the guts of his main competition, Slackjaw went in for stabilizing his business, real neat-like. Calling in favors, smoothing things over, giving everyone a little bit of coin to drink as bonus, showing what he could be like as a boss. So everyone got quiet, which always makes the boys of the City Watch nervous, of course. Word went out among the Royal Spy Master Snitches, the responsible citizens group they called themselves, telling everyone working in the shop, sweeping off the front steps of their homes to keep watchful eyes for Slackjaw and his men, trying to suss out what we were up to and what had just happened. But Slackjaw ain't stupid. He greased a few palms along the shopkeepers in the watch too, telling them that he was in town to stay and that things would be run properly from now on, without so much blood. He was finally a real boss, ready to settle into the business of moving whiskey, running the hound fights, and offering up the ladies and gentlemen of the night, if you take my meaning. Then the plague came. At first it seemed like a good thing. A few people got sick, and everyone wanted to buy those potions from Sokolov or Piero. Health elixir, a spiritual remedy they call them. Slackjaw told me he saw an opportunity. We already had an old whiskey factory with a still, where we could water the stuff down and sell it discounted. Doing the same with the Sokolov's elixir was a smart plan. Pretty soon everybody in the slums was sick and business was good. But after a while there was so many people down with the plague that everybody got scared. Everybody started acting real nasty and everything fell apart. When people can't work, they don't have the coin for elixir, watered down or pure. When the Empress died, it seemed like Dunwall was sliding into the void. Spy Master Barrows took over, and the watch started using all that new Sokolov technology. Watch towers, tall boys, and them arc pylons. They put up a wall of light across Clavering Boulevard and cracked down hard. But Slackjaw surprised us again. Instead of leaving town on a boat bound for Morley or one of the other isles, he stayed and kept it all together. We get as much elixir to fight off the plague as the City Watch, with their taxes and rations, and that's kept us alive so far. Crowley. Bottle Street Gang. Bottle Street Gang. Good lord, that was a lot. Alright. Gutter Feast. White Rat's Friend. Void Channel. Alright. Journal of Grainy Rags. Of course I'll tell you, dearie. I won't keep any secrets from you in the end. All the dreary days of my life are like the windows of a house. From the kitchen I can see out into the garden where the leaves and stalks are brown and bug-eaten. You can see a little lump of dirt where something was wrapped in a blanket and laid to rest along the rows of twisting vines. The front room looks out into the street, where the neighbors are all setting fire to their homes, barricading themselves inside. Warm and snug, dearie. Don't forget about the bedroom either. It sees into a dreary alley where the hooligans are playing a game with an old man. The first two are hitting him with sticks, and the girl with him is kicking at his dry old ribs. Oh, to have those bones, to boil them in a pot. No one lives in my house anymore, dearie. No one you'd want to meet. When I lived there with my husband, we were fine people. Vera more, everyone would say. Your house is as grand as Boyle Manor. Better, even. Your dinners are lavish, and your parties are the best. When that young Sokolov came to paint my portrait, I was nearly still in my prime. Radiant, he said. And he was just barely a man, so young, painting all the best people across the land. Everyone wanted a portrait by his hand, all my friends. I was the only one, dearie, wet with his paint, glistening on the canvas for a pretty coin. But it wasn't all parties and paintings. My husband and I weren't always at home, no. We traveled together, he and I, to the far ends of the Isles, beyond even, all the way to the red cliffs of Pandesia, to dig in the rock and crawl through the caves, holding up candles and squinting at the walls. Many precious things we came upon, but none so precious as the boy with the black eyes, dearie. All those marks and bones, carved so deep and polished so bright. I brought the old bones home, hid them from my dear husband. Then I learned to boil them and carve them myself. They made such good presents, dearie. The little mute boy took them home. He loved them so. All the time he came back with new bones for me, holding them up so I could see it in his eyes, even though his tongue was still. Granny, his eyes would say to me, carve these bones for me. Make me another present. And he went so far, all the way to Dunwall Tower, the royal headsman himself now. My little mute boy and his shiny, shiny sword. Better bones were what I needed, you see. Better bones to carve and polish, scrape and gleam. My dear old husband was always tired. I made him soup, and then he was sick. Better bones was all. For my little mute boy I carved in the name of the one with the black eyes. And after my husband was gone, given away as birthday gifts, I didn't want to live there anymore. So now I'm old and don't have many to give my presents to. It's sifting through the garbage for granny rags and feeding the little birdies that gather at my feet. No one wants to have tea, dearie, especially those rude lass on Bottle Street. Slack John, his boy, is always meddling with an old woman just trying to make her way. In the end, we'll be better. In the end, we'll be together with him. You and me in the dreary night with stars above and below. And always the one with the black eyes, dearie. Creepy Granny. Creepy Granny time. Wow, we're getting everything up front. Spring Tech Room, hello. Lost more weight, down to 260 as of this morning. Don't know what it'll be tomorrow. Nice! Congratulations. WrestleMania was over the weekend. So I know I did not lose weight recently. Because we order food when there's a PLA. Rumors and sightings doubt. For a year now I've lived away from the Abbey without the company of my overseer brethren or the guides of the blind sisters of the oracular order. Days have passed with me sleeping in the dens of cut-purses, murderers, and worse, and the nights have seen me prowling through the worst alleys and wretched corners of Dunwall. I take my meals with killers. At times I venture beyond those city walls, meeting in forgotten graveyards and outlying ruins frequented by those of ill means. My beard has grown long, and I wear the weathered clothing and bits of boiled leather favored by the Bottle Street and hatter gangs, by those rough men and women who make their trade knifing others in return for coin. My hands have run red with blood, it's true, but I have selected my targets with care, choosing among criminals and heretics who were not fit to live, executing them justly and using their deaths as a means of building my reputation. So far, this trick has allowed me to make my name among my murderous colleagues without taking the lives of the innocent. My goal is singular. I must impress the assassin named Dowd in order to get close to him. Of all the practitioners of black magic we've tracked, none concerned the Abbey as much as Dowd. It is said his mother was a witch from one of the archipelagos off the Penedesian coast, taken captive by pirates venturing far from the Isles. According to legend, by the time the ship returned, the captain was dead and the witch controlled the crew, with Dowd still a shadow in her belly. The earliest stories tell of a gang killer without mercy moving among the shopkeepers, and city watch officers of Dunwall like a reaper through wheat. Then a period of silence followed. Years we now believe he spent traveling the Isles, studying anatomy and the occult in the great halls of learning and in hidden basements frequented by fellow dabblers in the forbidden arts. Dowd is even purported to have spent a winter in the Academy of Natural Philosophy itself. And for a time, before a schism developed, he counted the Brigmore witches among his allies. All the while he honed his craft, and it is during this time that we believe he began to consort with the outsider. New reports emerged of a dusky-skinned assassin paid by the elite to eliminate their rivals in Dunwall and the other major cities across the Isles. Those who saw him and lived numbered in the handful, but all of them reported something strange. He appeared and vanished like smoke. From a nearby rooftop he gestured, and a noblewoman stumbled from her balcony, falling to her doom on the cobblestones below. Most recently, as this new threat of plague has risen in Dunwall, Dowd has been seen leading a gang of men in dark leather, dressed as factory whalers in their vapor masks. They seemed loyal beyond comprehension for one so unworthy, leading me to wonder if some of his magic is dedicated to lulling their minds, enslaving them. Only a month ago, a young girl claims to have come upon a strange scene, carrying a bottle of milk home to her crippled brother as she was taking a shortcut through the tailor's district. In a narrow street, she passed beneath a window and heard unusual sounds from within. Pushing aside the ratty curtain, the girl saw into the abandoned apartment used by miscreants for gambling and trading hopperweed. An occult shrine had been erected against the far wall, which she recognized from the teachings given by her local overseer. A man she described as resembling Dowd was kneeling before the shrine, muttering to an unseen spirit, as if in argument. He took a carving made of pale bone from the altar before him, and the lights all went out in a gush of unclean wind. Quiet as a field mouse, she slipped away, running until she reached her home. There could be no doubt. Doubt is an agent of the outsider must die, for there is no limit to the evil this man might do. It is my solemn oath and the great purpose of my life. Until doubt is dead and his corruption has been purged from the world, I will continue to move among the depraved, winding my way toward him. I will not drop my guise or don my overseer's mask again until doubt breathes no more. Badass. Holy fuck. This is the 4th day, month of high cold. Progress continues in the suppression of gang activity in the distillery district, more slowly than I expected. The ruffians operating there have been cunning, I'll grant them that, but it's only a matter of time. I'll see their leaders flogged in public and sent beneath the royal executioner's blade. If I had my way, that mute bastard would be working night and day to remove the heads that need removing. Internally, the Empress does not seem pleased with my investigations. It seems that this is beyond her thinking, against her very nature as a trusting person, to believe that traitors move among us, but I know they do. They must. No, Jessamine would rather spend her time with the royal protector. At least is likely to stop any immediate threat to her safety, but a strong arm is not what's needed against those who would undermine us. How will Corvo's sword stop a poisoned wine glass or an explosive delivered by courier? It will not. There are many threats around us, threats requiring meticulous efforts to police. Young Lady Emily is undisciplined, I'm afraid. Here within Dunwall Tower, she receives instruction from the finest tutors known in the Isles. Yet her mother spoils her and she spends most of her time lost in imagination, wasting her time drawing or asking Corvo to teach her to fight with wooden sticks. The girl might rule the Empire someday. Every moment spent at play is a moment wasted. Shoring up security for the main gate leading into Dunwall Tower has been another pet project of late. Telling that back in his day, Emperor Caldwin left it open to the public during the day, allowing anyone to come and go as they pleased. If it were up to me, I'd seal off access to the streets entirely, but the Empress won't hear of it. The water lock is much easier to protect, and if it were the only way into the tower, traffic in and out would be greatly reduced. Someday the wrong person is going to slip in and will suffer for it, mark my words. No amount of security is excessive when it comes to protecting heads of state. The Empress also disapproves of my plan for the Sokolov devices. Sokolov himself has no interest in security, of course, but he's vain and therefore keen to see his inventions deployed in any fashion. This wall of light he's been tinkering with is promise. In any case, at least I was able to convince the Empress to upgrade the pistols carried by the officers of the Watch. Why do I worry so when no one else seems to care? If I ever fall asleep, will it all sink into the ocean? Will the rough things clamber over the walls and fill themselves on our flesh? This is what I see in the same dream several times each month. If only I had more say in things, more authority, I could protect us all. Perhaps I've been working too hard. Dinner and an evening conversation with a certain lady of refinement might be in order. Perhaps somewhere nice in the estate district. Hiram Burroughs, roast by master. Would you play a Super Mario MMORPG? Jake the Birdie asks. What would the gameplay be like? Is it all just platformer? I would have questions as to how that would be substantially accomplished. And I would need to know how that gameplay works.
Who shows signs of blood on their face and chest area. The only way to help them is to bring them to the City Watch.
Okay, so I just got loads of bone charms. Holy crap. There's only a handful of humans in their world, too. I mean... Mario is largely a platformer, so... Whereas MMORPGs typically largely... engage in combat, right? As a means of progression. That said, Mario typically doesn't deal with progression. It's all really just a bunch of mini-game stages, essentially. I still there's some humans that would just be weird to call Super Mario RPG. Just be random people, yeah. I mean, my first thought goes to something like Maple Story, right? If there were like a Super Mario MMORPG. Moderate keyhole peeping magnification? How weird. Powers effects slightly improved. Like all the powers? Why would you not want that? White rats won't attack you. White rats can be consumed for mana. Okay. Seems enough. Does Maple Story still exist? I think so. I haven't looked. I'm glad you get that reference though, because now that I think about it, I guess that is kind of a dated reference. You know, the new game Maple Story?
Should I clear space for Samuel then?
If you like, but he won't use it.
Kind of would have been an interesting
Regular beds anymore, or that's what he says. Says he was in the Navy
game to show up on Switch, you know?
Oh, that pile of wood out there?
Yeah, I'm gonna play it on my Switch, my Steam Deck.
Where does Admiral Havelock find these people, I wonder?
Yeah, yeah. I think that would have been a neat game for Switch. Imagine someone rolls into your room unannounced with a sword out and a disembodied heart, and then leaves. Like, what part's weirder? That they just roll in there without saying anything, or that they enter and leave without saying anything or doing anything?
Well, let's get down to it. First off, I know that assassination is dark business, but sometimes good men have to do bad things to make the world right. Our purpose is clear. We want to restore Her Majesty's line by finding and putting Emily Kaldwin on the throne. To those ends, we'll hide, act in shadow, take them apart, piece by piece. Tonight, High Overseer Campbell dies by your hand. It won't be easy. He's protected by his overseers, an army of religious zealots. But if anyone can do it, you can. Your exploits are legendary. Campbell carries a private journal. Once you've eliminated him, get the journal, because we think it contains Emily's location. Recovering her is obviously critical, assuming she's alive. That's the gist of it. Remember our cause and strike true. We're counting on you.
Just Russian download on the deck.
Another thing. Campbell is holding a former overseer by the name of Martin. He's one of us, and if you manage to find him, give him whatever help you can. He's a master strategist, and he got caught working for our cause. It'd be good to have him back here at the Hound Pits.
So then, is this island just safe? That's cool.
Attention, citizens of Dunwall. The Old Port District has been added to the evacuation list. The Weeper count for the month of siege has increased.
It's entirely unsupported on the deck. That seems weird. Seems like a strange choice. Hold on. Have I not? I thought that was a different building. Where are you? Do I have money?
What can I do for you?
Oh, I've got a good bit of money. Upgrades. Combat sleep dart, yes. Crossbow reload. Full capacity 2. It's a lot of sleep darts though, huh? Guess I should have one of these. That seems useful, right? Disable the security device and make them work in your favor by using a rewire tool on the circuitry panel for the security device you want to hack. This consumes the rewire tool. I'm also in church, Jake, in case you couldn't tell. Rewire walls of light, arc pylons, and watchtowers will harm your enemies instead of you. All rewire alarms will be fully disabled. Handy! That sounds stealthy as well. Let's get a few of those. Shouldn't have bought so many. You assume you're about to get banned. Yeah. Okay, so I'm probably going to come across sleep darts like immediately.
Part of the soul live in the heart? If the heart keeps beating, does that mean that the spirit is never released into oblivion? I can keep a heart beating forever with electricity, but what does that mean for any essence trapped within? It'd be easier if I created these processes in waking hours. I am uneasy pursuing avenues that emanate from my dreaming mind.
What kind of artist are you? Second solution. I read this one, huh? Yeah. It's weird, I was talking to someone who played MapleStory and she told me about it.
Oh, Corvo? If you've a moment.
Yep, I got nothing but time, lady.
Corvo. Hello. I'm Callista. I work here for Admiral Havelock. I'm sorry to intrude on your business, but this is important. I suspect you're going to kill the High Overseer. That wretched man. There's really no reason for you to listen to me. But my uncle, Jeff Kernow, still serves as captain in the City Watch. But he's a good man, and my only family. The chatter in servant circles is that Campbell just took delivery of an exotic poison. And I think I know why. My uncle's not corruptible like the rest of them. Campbell is going to poison my uncle. Do you think you could protect him? You used to do that, right? Before you had your current profession. Before you became an assassin.
Now I do the poisoning. Clissa's uncle is captain of the Domo City Watch. Captain Kernow is a decent man trying to make the best of a corrupt regime and enact change from within. He's meeting much resistance.
Ready to go? Just give the signal.
It's a pretty nifty looking mask. High Overseer Campbell leads the city's militant religious faction and is a close ally to the Lord Regent. Campbell is completely corrupt and holds a secret to Emily's location. Infiltrate the office of the High Overseer, steal Campbell's journal, and eliminate him. An ally to the loyalists, Martin, is being held there. Free him and allow him to escape. I wonder if they ever made, like, for...
It'll be a rough trip. Used to be to go straight up.
I wonder if they ever made, like, a mask for sale.
Half the city's
Corvo's
dead of
mask.
the plague. The other half's fighting over what's left. City Watch still holds the bigger streets, and they've set up those wall of light checkpoints. A man walks through one of those, and he ends up burned to a crisp. Everything not controlled by the City Watch is gang territory. Then there are the real odd birds living on the fringes, like that Granny Rags. They say she's nuts. I don't know which is worse. Just take your pick.
City Watch holds Clavering Boulevard beyond the first wall of light. Bottle Street Gang controls the side streets around Clavering Boulevard. Granny Rags lives in an apartment at the far east of Vendoria Street. Yeah, I wonder if they ever sold like a wearable mask. Corvo's replica.
But easy, damn it. Keep him in the boat. Canal's got enough shit in it as it is.
Hey!
What is it?
I think that last one was moving. Bastard.
What?
Yeah, the little one.
Not possible. I inspected them myself. Keep
What? I almost stabbed that dude for nothing.
Good. Keep them coming.
Oh man, if I had like Link's Ascend from Tears of the Kingdom, that'd be perfect.
1, 2, 3, heave!
Can I? Not with that button, I can't.
I'll flush you out. I'll fight you, hagfish.
They made a point of saying that there was one moving in here, so I thought there might be loot to have been had. That was unfortunately a waste of resources and alert.
You won't stay hidden for long.
Won't stay hidden for long.
Run, little rat.
Are you cool?
I told her to keep the children inside. I told her.
Jake, you said you played this, right? Do I have to pickpocket them to get any loot they're gonna have?
All the others.
If I'm not trying to kill them?
Attention Dunwall citizens. This is a special announcement from our Honorable Lord Regent.
This is the Lord Regent speaking.
We got a problem.
It is with regret that I announce that my term as Lord Regent has been extended through the month of harvest and potentially beyond. In addition,
Oh, no, it can loot. Okay. I guess all the people that I'm thinking of just didn't have loot. Equip the heart. Equip the heart. I can't. How? There's some ability I'm supposed to have, or can I just not get that right now? I don't see. I can't platform up there, can I? Oh shit. Well, glad I bought all those darts, I guess. Alright, as I was saying, well, I guess we'll try to... Oh, that's not far at all. Mother. Oh God. Holy shit. Okay. I guess that's how I was supposed to do it? Death in the month of songs. She was shy in the month of hearths, hiding from my scented letters, a sun-dappled cure for my loneliness. She was smiling in the month of rain, eating figs straight from the tree, a dream of sailing around the isles. She was wed in the months of clans. To her sailor cousin from Calero, a shrill bird drilling at my nest. She was dying in the month of songs, struck by disease from the east. A terrible kiss on her distant lips. Robust. Potion give us slightly more health. Cool. Okay, so that mana did not regenerate. Is that because I double tapped one of the spells? How do I... Was I supposed to approach it this way? Can I get it back is what I'm curious about. Yeah, okay, so as long as I take my time casting, it's fine. Oh shit. No. Huh. Okay. That's how I was supposed to do it? Yeah, I didn't do that. I definitely didn't do it that way. I went the more difficult way. That makes sense. Alright, well, we've had to use those sleep darts for sure. Okay, so that's a wall of light that I can reconfigure. Although, I'm not sure it's going to serve any purpose at this point. Unless that dude comes through. He's just kind of standing there. I guess I could maybe lure them through. Okay, so it's reconfigured, so it should be safe now. There's a bone rune. Bone and rune. Okay, that's not a door. Is there nothing over here?
Attention, Dunwall citizens. John Clavering Boulevard has been designated a restricted travel area. Any citizens are liable to search or imprisonment at the discretion of the City Watch.
Oh, nasty. Little filth.
Just garbage. Garbage, all of it.
Granny's front door key needed. Okay. Well, I don't have Granny's key.
If the city's dead, we'll make it 3 more months.
I have to keep this position. He says to bring a bottle, I bring a bottle. He says to bring food.
Granny, is that you?
Yes, I would. I think the little birdies are sad today.
Granny, are you okay? You okay? You okay, Granny? Okay. I wonder if there's a limit to how many potions and shit I can carry. Sleep darts. Definitely use those.
Granny, 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 come out with me instead. Granny, 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 you can't because you're dead.
Are we cool?
Is that you, my dear husband? My eyes aren't what they used to be. Have you seen my little birdies? The dear things must be starving without their granny. Here, birdies. Here. Oh, my. I think I have gentlemen callers again, but not the way I used to, not the nice ones. I hear them, and they're not very polite ones either. Granny Rags, let us in. Ah, well, they'll go away again if they know what's good for them. But what a bother. Here's the key to the front door, love. You'll see to those ruffians, won't you?
Yes, Granny. Right after these messages.
That's not a nice thing. Just garbage.
Powers you obtain from ruins can be used creatively to defeat enemies or move through the environment. Blink from roof to roof, possess rats and fish, or slow time before a rushing group of enemies.
Be careful, Corvo. They call her Granny Rags. You wouldn't recognize her real name, or even the name of her family, but an emperor begged for her hand once, and rich young men fought each other for her favor. I watched her consider them all, measure their worth, and find them wanting. Then, she made a different choice. You're on your way to face the High Overseer, the leader of a great cult dedicated to loathing me. What will you do, I wonder?
I think there is one more thing I could unlock. Vitality. Health is increased. Why not? Pretty good range on this beating Oregon.
Come out with me instead. Granny.
Let us in, Granny. I bet she can't even hear us. She's blind. Not deaf. We're here to do your washing. Stupid either. Have it. Someone. Get over here.
Alright, so parlay is not an option.
Yes, I would. You never listen.
Oh, Granny, I have some guests for you.
Yes, I would, indeed. Oh no, that's not a nice thing. Just garbage. Garbage. Oh, my dear. I knew you'd help me with those ill-mannered boys. My brave man. Listen, Granny has a birthday present for you. I got it from the outsider, and now I'm giving it to you. Go on. It's upstairs. On the vanity. I think you'll cut a nice figure with it. Remember how we used to dance? Our parties were even grander than those at the Boyle Manor. Everyone wanted to come. If I was a birdie, I'd want to eat that. Yes, I would.
Alright. It's definitely not posed as if it's a trap. I watch Survivor shows.
I hope you like the little gift I got for you. It's the least I could do for turning those louts away. I can't bear these Bottle Street children. Ruffians, every last one of them. Rotten apples. And that slack jaw is the worst lot. You know what I just thought of? You could do something else for me. Another little favor. And I'd give you another present. Another lovely rune carved from the bones of a dead whale. Do you remember my doctor, dear? Dr. Galvani? Now there was a clever man. He's got all sorts of nasty rat guts and disease in his laboratory. Wouldn't it be a shame if some of that mess found its way into the Bottle Street Gang's elixir still? That'd teach him. See to it, dear. I'll find you another present just like the first. Galvani lives on Clavering Boulevard, or at least he used to. Those were the days. Now run off. My baby birdies are hungry. So precious.
Alright, not a trap. Basher Gang has a bootleg elixir still inside the Dome Wall Whiskey Distillery. They're creating their own version of Sokolov's health elixir and selling it. Alright, that's all I can get so far.
But they're shy. You'll have to go or they won't come.
Oh, right. I didn't lure them through the wall of light yet. I kind of rewired that thing and forgot about it. Might as well use it. That was 100 coins.
Attention, Dunwall citizens. Members to the local dead counter. Unreported deaths are a punishable offense.
Clear away pathways and get past this wall light in a number of ways. Save by removing the whale oil tank. Oh, I could have done that. Climb up the crates to the right and use the roof. Find the path. So this a rat and use a small chunk to the left. Hey. Hey, you guys. Definitely don't chase me.
They can hear anything you say. I don't give a rat's ass. I really don't. They took my uncle's business over there. 7 strictures bullshit.
Don't be stupid. I've been watching how they operate. They're disciplined.
City Watch owns these streets. That's not gonna change.
Y'all just gonna stay there talking to each other. Oh no!
Small
Amazing. Ow! You son of a bitch. Oh, no, come on. I'll throw a rock. Yeah, you bastard. He's seriously not gonna come through here. Dude, you suck. He knows. Damn it. Can't shoot through it. You know what? Oh, it didn't work that way. Now it did.
Let me out. I'm fine.
That's not what we heard.
It was just a cold.
Are you sure? Because you know we have to check you over. And there's an inspection fee.
To the void with Bottle Street and to the void with you. Let me out.
Oh, you don't want to talk to us like that. Fact is, Bottle Street is here to take its cut. So reach into your pockets and let's get this done. Yeah, and the inspection fee. We can't help it. Just the way we do things on Bottle Street.
Hey!
They seem like not cool people.
Anyone there? Let me out! I'm trapped!
Can I not?
Hey.
Alright. Sorry, my sword cannot. Oh, okay. There we go.
I owe you, brother. I want to ask about the mask. I wouldn't want my face seen either, pulling a stunt like that. You know what? I'll return the favor. Come by Griff's shop. That's my business. Well, it was, at one time, but now I'm reduced to scavenging things from here and there as the city dies. If you need anything, I wouldn't mind trading for a little money. Maybe someday the plague will blow over and everything will go back to normal. But until then, it's scavenging for me.
Griff sells scavenged items on Blood Ox Way.
Don't worry. Those Bottle Street boys had no idea where I keep the best loot. So come by when you can.
Bone charms a sailor's blessing, they say. The carving itself is a practice from long back, passed from father to son. Old man saw to greenhorn still getting his sea legs beneath him. In the old times, the men cut into the tusks of ice seals and into the arm-long fangs of bears that roamed the isles north of Tivia. Once the whale trade began, the practitioners went from engraving the bones of those great beasts, rendering charms that sing in the night and grant some small boon to a man's vigor, or defense against pregnancy. Bolts stuck in enemies break less often. What does that mean? What does that mean? Bolts stuck in enemies break less often. Where'd you go? Oh man, I needed to talk to you. Damn it. Mother's Journal, 8th entry. It's the 4th day of the month of rain. Morris is sick and so are the children. I've avoided thus far, which is good fortune since it has fallen on me to care for them. 9th entry. The city watch comes and goes, knocking on doors and asks for signs of plague. Even our neighbors cannot be trusted. Earlier it was difficult to keep the children quiet. Now they sleep most of the time. 10th entry. The flies are set in. I try to keep them away, but I can barely get close. They sting so. Most of the time, Morris won't answer me when I try to talk to him from across the room. 11th entry. Morris is gone. I don't know what I'll do. For now, all my hope is reserved for the children. Leaving the flat for a while near dawn, I found some plague bags from a guard booth while no one was around. It took a while, but I got Morris into one of the bags. At least his face is covered. 12th entry. Young Robert is passed. The star of my sky is gone. Page missing. 17th entry. Elise stopped breathing in the middle of the night. She was such a hard, headstrong girl, I can hardly believe she was overcome. She was always near as I cut up hagfish or vegetables, arguing with me about everything. 18th entry is the 4th day of the month of wind. It has settled in that they are lost to me, all of them. I cannot bring myself to call the dead counter. 19th entry. I have the fever now. No guards come near me anymore. Well... Timeless children's rhymes. They say that Jimmy Whitcomb Riley was a brawler his mates called Smiley. He ran around up and down town, pulling off every kind of crimey. On Bottle Street he hung with the boys, throwing bricks and bottles and other toys. They'd start a fight, then run and hide, breaking, laughing far and wide. Smiley liked to eat and drink all day, and smash and bash the night away. Drunk and all alone, he drifted off as sleeping, sitting on the bridge along Johnny Clavering. When he awoke, something strange he found, stranger than a singing wolfhound. He'd become a blue-jawed hagfish most slimy, and only remembered his name was Smiley. They say that Jimmy Whitcomb Riley was never seen again for all timey, but he swam around, up and down, drinking from the river, crying, "Why me?" How do you not get distracted in this game? That looks like a rat horde. All that for an elixir? No way. Eradication of Black Sally. Before Slackjaw ran the streets in the Distillery District, there was no boss more ruthless, violent, or dedicated to squeezing the average citizens for coin than Black Sally. Like so many from Morley, she was pale-skinned and green-eyed, with hair as black as the void. They say that she started young, and as a girl, she'd stun a man with her looks, coming upon him in an alley, then smile a one-sided smile, and suddenly run him through with a knife. She'd have his money and be on her way before he breathed his final breath. As a boss, she was worse, ruling over the meanest street gang Dunwall had seen up to that time. Her operation touched everything from shipping to prostitution. She even had a racket going with the Bakers Guild. A finger in every pie, indeed. One man watched Captain Jules Rubin, made his mission to stop her and keep the case going for a half-decade. Black Sally met her in when Robin had his men light smoke fires and barrels near the warehouse where she hid out during the day. As she and her gang rushed into the streets, terrified the building was burning, Captain Robin and the top officers threw nets over them and ran them all through with blade and pistol shot. I wonder if this dude over here sees me run around being Batman.
Want to look at some of the things I found? Good prices, I swear.
Blueprints. Those are important, right? Guard bullets? Interesting. Should probably definitely get the blueprints, right? Is it really just 1 for 100? It's so expensive. No. I hope I don't come to regret that. I have 0 right now. Alright, that's everything. Until I go for the doctor office. Need to go in here for Granny, right? Hatters fired the first shot, but Bottle Street Gang fired the last. There's a Regigigas in the Pokemon community game on Twitch. Well, immediately could use those sleep darts.
Word is, he's like a phantom, an army of shadows in front of him.
Got that down? Ain't he just a boss, like Slackjaw?
One-off all sorts of crazies, does rituals, bone charms and such.
You sound afraid.
Explosive bottle. Oh man. It's gotta be here I use it, right? And are those barrels gonna explode? Who knows? Because that thing just dematerialized before my eyes. Dude, what? You can't throw from up here?
What the fuck are you looking at? Huh.
Okay, well. That didn't play out the way I thought it. The way I thought it would. Alright, where's the... Well, kind of looks like I have to go down, huh?
Not till the next batch of elixirs done. You'll want to check on you. Then you better get all your shit together, huh? Everything's fine. Shut up. I run the still like I run a game of Nancy. Yeah. Bastard. Not bad.
Maybe it's empty. Maybe there's no one here. We could be that lucky, right? There's a trap. I could use some sleep darts. Can I jump over this and loot it? Maybe do that later. Recipe for Craxton. Come to Mar to check on the batch. Make sure you're wearing pants this time and stick to the recipe. 1 part Succulus elixir, 1 part beach gum paste, 2 parts sugar water. That's it. The more of the red shit you cut in, the less there's spread around, the less coin to make. This ain't charity. Cross Empire Old Domal whiskey is not only the finest libation of its kind, but it's also an important cultural tradition among discerning folk, sophisticated and common alike. Captains moving their ships across the Great Ocean always have a bottle in their quarters for occasions. Fine restaurants and bars keep it in stock. And farmers across Crystal exchange Old Dunwall whiskey when healthy children are born. Some might disagree, preferring highbrow drinks such as King Street Brandy or one of the other brands from Morley. The sales of Old Dunwall have been brisk through the early years of the Empress Jessamine Coblin's reign, a trend that is expected to continue. Aged and bottled in Dunwall's distillery district, Old Dunwall whiskey is what you want.
So it goes, not to the Abbey or the office of the High Overseer, but one of the other places, where they train the Overseers to be real religious. Crazy. He just wants to know where his brothers go.
Do I slide or jump over it? Shit. Alright, well, unfortunate. Holy shit! You just breathe fire, sir? Hello? What just happened? What just happened? Slide did not work. That's for sure. And then someone breathed fire on me. That's kind of rude. I can't use it from here. I have to quick slot it. Well. When's the last time I saved? Gotta quick start the heels, or quick slap the heels. Slide did not work. We learned that as a certainty, for a certainty. Oh wow, it saved that I was even holding a barrel. Barrel? Bottle. Didn't think it would do that. I grab another bottle.
So it goes, not to the Abbey or the office of the High Overseer, but one of the other places, where they train the Overseers to be real. Crazy. He just wants to know where his brothers go.
Alright, we could do the original plan and jump over here. Slid right into it. That was funny. It's funny.
An overseer giving a lecture to the kids. A couple guys training with those hounds. Stuff you'd expect. But it gets weird. Some kind of machinery. Then a woman laughing. Just laughing and laughing. Then music. A kind of plinky, plonky sound. That's what's...
You sure he wasn't drunk?
Says he still hears it at night.
What's the point of the chain
Never
here?
did find his brother.
To get up there on the pipes. Okay.
What?
I need a bottle. Made them look a different way.
Who's making that noise? Knock it off. See something? Come on, let's get this guy. Get around! I'm gonna dump you in the river after I cut you.
Wow, they have really good aim. Alright, maybe they'll forget about me.
Where are you?
Oh, they still see me. No, you gave it away.
What's the matter?
We need to... For no reason, we need to... quick slot the health elixirs, don't we? I guess we don't. I guess we just hit this menu.
I'm gonna loot your corpse. Come on, let's get this. Got this bastard out. Got this guy out.
It's unbreakable. Fucking.
I'm gonna dump you in the river.
Remember that time we tried to do stealth? That's how we tried to do stealth.